welcome to another week of Finance Talk with myself, Sophia. Each week we like to bring you different topics in the property space to really educate you on how you can navigate getting into investments or progress your investment journey. This week we're sharing our topic, 8 tips to avoid problem tenants in your rental property. And each week on Saturdays, we always share our blogs that go out on a Monday. So please feel free to go to our website and see our previous blogs and our current blogs that is there. So let's go. So having the right tenants in your property can truly make or break your ability to succeed in owning an investment rental. People not knowing what to do or how to go about having good tenants is why I'm going to teach you today on how to find the best tenants. And knowing what red flags to look out for is only half the battle. Today's blog will help you to avoid the common mistakes when choosing tenants. While problem renters can exhibit some warning signs, there isn't enough warning signs out there that you can navigate. So as a result, it is important to understand that you simply cannot rely on your first impressions of a prospective tenant to determine whether they are or will be responsible for paying their rent and be reliable. So tips to avoid problematic tenants. The first tip is require any prospective tenant to complete a rental application. It may sound really simple enough to do, but it should be a logistical process and the first step you take. The application should be in writing and should provide you with the information that you need in regards to making an informed decision in regards to this tenant that you wish to have in your property. Make sure you always follow the law, however. Discrimination against prospective renters is against the law and could land you in quite a bit of trouble. You are not allowed to deny anyone with the ability to rent your property based on religion, race, etc. By following the Fair Housing Act, you can make sure that you're not violating any discriminations or any housing laws that you are breaking. Need advice on any of these legal steps? You need to ask a property investor or somebody else that has been in the game for a long time how you go about doing this. We offer one-to-one mentorship programs as well that you can learn from us on how you can look out for problematic tenants and how you go about it in the legal way. 2, always make sure that you obtain proof of identity. This may include a photo ID like a passport or a driving license for your prospective tenants that you are interviewing for your property. On a rental application, your prospective tenants should complete this section and make sure that they write down their driving license or passport number so you can do your due diligence. Always take a copy for your proof that you have done all your checks that you need to have done. 3, cover your bases with the ethical background check. Many landlords make the mistake of not performing a background check on their tenants. This decision not only will cost you in the long run if you don't do it, it's imperative that you do. If you want to ensure that you avoid potential trouble with tenants, always run a background check. Performing a background check gives you the opportunity not only to determine if there is any previous problems with that tenant. For example, a background check could let you know if the prospective tenant had history, problems with their missing rent, or troublemakers and making too much noise in the property that they previously were living. So always do your background checks. Performing a credit check. You need to obtain the applicant's permission to do this, however, and you need this to go down on your rental application as well. You'll also need to get the applicant's national insurance number on the application to run a credit check. And simply you're running a credit check, not to see whether they've had a history of bad credit, but also if their affordability is there for them. You don't want to make the mistake that the tenants paid a month in advance and a month deposit and they can afford it. Always run your checks, and there's many credit reference agencies which we'll come on to that you can use. So referencing, as I said before, is essential. They will tell you if the tenant is displayed any anti-social behaviours, such as hoarding, destroying property, overly disruptive to neighbours. Make sure that you obtain the name of the applicant's previous landlord and follow up. Don't just have the name and address, follow up with them and ask them questions, even ask the neighbours that they live next to questions in regards to this prospective tenant. This is because all landlords make a report to the authorities when there is a problem with a tenant. So by checking with the landlord directly, you have a better chance of knowing or determine whether they're going to be a problem to you. 6, character reference. Make sure that you take time to really check these references. If the applicant did not give you a valid reference, this is a good way to find out, and it is about weeding out these different applications. Check tenants legally allowed to live in the UK. Under the Immigration Act 2014, there is a strict rules for landlords must follow to check that their tenants have the right to lawfully live in the UK. Referencing ALA property mark, and you can read more about it on there and how to go about checking if someone's legally allowed to live in the UK. 8, set up your code of conduct expectations. Make sure you include information regarding a code of conduct in each of your application or lease. The code of conduct should state what is expected of the tenant and have prospective tenants sign and date the document. This would ensure that you always have proof that you've given them a code of conduct and they've signed it to say that they've read it and understood it. So then you've got something in your file as proof if it should be required later on. By making sure that these expectations are clearly outlined in the beginning, you can help to avoid several problems in the future. Think happy thoughts, good things will happen. My final thoughts are, at the Savvy Women Group, we know the hassle that it can arise when you don't know much about the right tenant to choose for your property. If you follow these simple steps and you know what the type of prospective tenant that you want in your property will benefit you and your tenant, you are able to then go ahead. But if you're unclear, please feel free to book a free appointment with myself and have a session with us so we can discuss what it is that you want to do, what type of tenants you want, and what kind of property strategy are you going for. I'd love to hear from you, so feel free to reach out. Remember, you can reach out to us via email for a free discovery call. If you need more information about property investing or starting and you're trying to understand your finances, please feel free to reach out to me. You can get me on all social media, 50 Savvy Women, at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can also contact me on info@savvywomen.co.uk or go directly to our website, savvywomen.co.uk, and book yourself a free consultation where I'll be able to really help you understand what type of tenants you're looking for and all the legal things that go behind it. Love to hear from you. I'll speak